Hi, you have tuned into the Raging Aggron channel, and I'm your host, Djingis, and I'm here with week 2 of the PSL Season 3. And today we are facing off versus one of the toughest opponents I've ever faced in the league, Sly and the Seattle Swellows. Fun fact, I think I battled Sly 3 or 4 times and I've only won once. So I don't have a good record versus him, and on paper his team is better than mine, I would say, and can actually destroy my team fairly easy. Like, there are a couple of Pokemons that I can't deal with at all, if it wasn't for the monster that I brought here and the combination of things that I have. But his team is Jirachi, which is his Super C user, Sylveon, Alomomola, Serena, Miltank, Chatot, Megalatias, Terrakion, Arcanine, Roserade, Mamoswine, and Pikachu, and Terrakion is his attacking C. This team is scary for me. If he brings Sylveon and he brings some form of physically defensive, Calm Mind, Rest, Sleep, Torque, Hyper Voice, I can't defeat that. I can't. I just can't. If he brings Choice Banded Terrakion, or even worse, SD Rock Polish Terrakion, I have nothing to take a hit from it. It destroys me. Banded Mamoswine can be a bit of a problem, but I do have Ferrothorn. So Arcanine, if I don't have Rain, Arcanine destroys my team. So he has a couple of things that it would be very, very scary for me to deal with. Megalatias as well, also very terrified of that thing. But this is the team that I brought, and I've done a combination of all-out offense and a bit more defensive Pokemon that can be a bit problematic for him to deal with. I have a couple of weird fits on this team that shouldn't really work together, and they might not work together either in the game. We will have to see that later on. But once more, it will be a replay because I have no time at all to record live matches, sadly. But first out, we have Tapu Koko, and I noticed one thing here that I also noticed in battle when I played it, but I forgot about until now. I forgot to nickname my Pokemons for this week, so I'm sorry for that, Sly. That's on me. I 100% forgot to do that, so it's not a lot to do. But we have Amon Amarth, our Tapu Koko, Choice Specs, Electric Surge, Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, U-Turn, Taunt, 32 HP, 252 Special Attack, Modest Nature, 4 Special Defense, and 220 speed. This will allow me to outspeed his fastest Pokemon, barring any Scarfers, of course, or setup. He has nothing that wants to take a Choice Specs Thunderbolt really well. He has nothing he has some things that want to take a Choice Specs Dazzling Gleam, like Assault Vest Jirachi can take that pretty easy, or Defensive Jirachi in general can take that pretty easy, and Sylveon. Other than that, nothing can really switch in on Tapu Koko on his team with this set. I just need to fire off the right move at the right time. If I don't, it would be a useless Pokemon. But that's the game we play all the time, so you need to do the right predictions, otherwise mons will become useless. But Tapu Koko it hits hard, and it will be very, very problematic for him to deal with. To have the Taunt there is just to prevent him from Wish spamming with Alomomola and Sylveon, and this is primarily here to shut down Alomomola. Thought about going Life Orb, so I actually could switch up my moves with Taunt and U-Turn and so forth. The problem there is that I do need the Choice Specs damage to hit KO some of his things with Thunderbolt or Dazzling Gleam, which is a bit of a problem. And I don't really want to take the Life Orb damage as well on Tapu Koko. I want to have it as healthy as possible, so I can fire off as many hits as possible. So yeah, that's the big problem here, really. Next up, we have Mudvayne, our Seismitoad with Life Orb, Swift Swim, Earthquake, Knockoff, Poison Jab, Ice Punch, 80 HP, 252 attack with Adamant Nature, 88 defense, and 88 special defense. This thing is a monster. He has nothing that can really take hits from this thing unless he brings like a physically defensive Megalatias, which he could bring, I suppose, but I don't see that coming. Calm Mind, Calm Mind stored power is much worse for my team to deal with, or just a Calm Mind Latias in general is very, very problematic for me to deal with. So that's why I think he will be more offensively than defensively built. and if that's the case, then Ice Punch will be a 2-hit KO, Knockoff will be a 2-hit KO, so yeah, I have that. Life Orb, I only need Life Orb so I can switch moves so I don't get stuck in EQing when he has Levitators. Or when he has his Grass Mons in. So that's why I have this set here. I am faster than everything on his team, barring specific Scarfers, which I don't remember right now. But this is Pokemon that can really break through his team late on, that can be a late game sweeper, that has very good potential to destroy his team. And of course, if I have to bring the Swift Swimming Seismitoad, I have to bring Pelipper. Well, Kane's offering our Pelipper with Damproc, Drizzle, Roost Defog, Hurricane, U-Turn, 248 HP, 100 defense, Bold Nature with 160 special defense. The 100 defense with Bold Nature allows me to take, I think it is 3 or 4 close combats from Choice Banded. Yeah, it's 3 Choice Banded close combats from Terrakion, and 2 and 4 Scarfed close combats from Terrakion, but I can't take a single Rock type move no matter what he does. Hurricane is just there because I rather have the Flying Stab in this matchup than Water Stab, and U-Turn is just there for momentum, Defog if I have to. Not that my team is really weak to hazards, but it can stop Toxic Spikes, and that's nothing I want to deal with at all. Yeah, otherwise it's nothing special really. If I can use Pelipper correctly in this match, Seismitoad has a lot of viability late on, as I said. So I need Pelipper to stay alive, if not I have 2 useless Pokemon on my team, which is a bit of a problem. Well, not 2 useless, I have 1 dead and 1 useless, but that's a bit of a problem. Whenever Seismitoad has to come offensively, it almost has to become as a Rain Sweeper, and then I need to have the Drizzle Pelipper with me, and that's a bit of a problem. Also for this matchup, I needed Drizzle to make sure that Ferrothorn here could take HP Fires from Specs, Pokemons, and so forth. But we have Slipknot, our Ferrothorn here with leftovers, Iron Barb, Stealth Rock, Gyro Ball, Thunder Wave, and Leech Seed, 248 HP, 108 defense with Relaxed Nature, and 152 special defense. If he is not Choice Banded, or if he's Choice Banded not Adamant, or with a bit less HP, well, a bit less attack investments on track, and I can take a close combat and kill it back with Gyro Ball. So this is more for suicide Pokemon. I need to get up my Stealth Rocks. If I can Leech Seed and whittle some things down, or Thunder Wave with some things down, that's perfect for me. That's really, really good. So that's my plan going into this with Ferrothorn. It won't be this huge wall that we saw last week, even if it didn't do too much that time either. But I mean, the huge wall that we are known to see Ferrothorn to be. That we have in the Crossmorphorn this week that you will see later on. But this is what I need. This together with Pelipper take care of Terrakion, no problem. The problem is though that if I predict the wrong move, if he clicks the wrong move when I predict, if he clicks close combat when I predict him to go for Stone Edge, either Ferrothorn or Pelipper will die. Nothing I can do about that really. It just sucks. I do have the Iron Barbs to break any potential Sash, because I do think that he might bring a Sash Terrakion to 100% be able to get off an SD or get off an what's it called, a Rock Polish. So that's why I have the Iron Barbs, because then I can kill it with Gyro Ball if it's not Choice Banded. Yeah, that's about it. It's just to secure the kill if I have to. If I have to sack something off and want to get that last bit of damage, I do have Iron Barbs and Ferrothorn for that. Next up we have Megadeth, our Megalopone. She's back, or he's back, whatever they... I mean, I don't have any specific genders thing, so it might be whatever. But Megadeth is back, Megalopone, Loponite, of course, Scrappy, Substitute, Power Punch, Return, Drain Punch, 72 HP, well, 72 in HP, 252 Adamant Nature, with 4 in Special Defense and 180 in Speed. This will outspeed everything barring Scarfers. I can take almost every hit from a Scarfed Pokemon that isn't super effective. I'm pretty sure it's... I think Choice Specs Roserade can 1-hit KO me with non-stab moves, but if it's anything else but Choice Specs, it can't 1-hit KO me, which is perfect. It's really, really good. My idea here is to get up the substitute, and then get up a power punch, and then start to just click return or drain punch or whatever he sends out. Because at +1 he has nothing, I repeat, absolutely nothing that can take more than 2 hits. And if I just get some chip damage off with Stealth Rocks or whatever, they will die. And if I am behind the substitute and he can't break it with the first Pokemon he sends out, it's game over for him. If I can get up to +2 with Power Punch, it's game over, because nothing on his team can live 2 hits from this thing. It's such a great Pokemon to have. This will be my win con. This together with Seismitoad is my win cons in my opinion. I just need to whittle the rest of his team down with Stealth Rocks, Iron Barbs, U-turns, and what else? Just to make sure that I can come in and do well versus his team with Seismitoad or Megalopony. Last but not least, we have an interesting Pokemon in this week, since I bring both Terrain and Rain. We have... oh, I forgot your name now. Jesus, I 100% forgot what name I gave you. Well, Xdeo. Xdeo the Necrozma is there with Leftovers, Prism Armor, Dark Pulse, Photon Geyser, Rest, Sleep Talk, 248 HP, 188 Bold Nature with 72 in Special Defense. Necrozma can take on everything minus a Cold Minder. If he has a Cold Minder, I can't really stop it. Dark Pulse is the 2-hit KO on the offensive Jirachi and Megaladias. Photon Geyser is a 1-hit KO on everything that isn't especially defensive or resist hits, which is perfect in my opinion. Like if he doesn't bring any Assault Vest users or any defensive Pokemons, Photon Geyser can actually destroy his whole team. Rest Sleep Talk is here just so I can stay at health all the time, because Choice Banded Traken can't 2-hit KO me after rocks, so that's why I need to have the Rest Sleep Talk, just so I can stay healthy every single time, and so I don't allow him to sit up with anything. I know that it's a bit of a risk to run Sleep Talk, because you only have about 67% chance to get an attack and move, and probably only 33% chance to get the right offensive move, so it can be a bit of a problem. Also, I need to make sure that I don't click Rest or send out Necrozma when I am on the electric terrain, because that would be a huge problem. But yeah, that's my team. I have the battle up, so I will go over that pretty quickly. I will just change the layout, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, here we are at the battle, and this was not the matchup that I thought would happen. He has some Pokemon here that I did not think would come at all. I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting Miltank or Pikachu. I can understand Miltank because I do have what it's called. I do have Kyurem Black, and Ice moves is kinda decent versus his team overall. But I did not think Miltank would come. I thought Alomomola would come instead. I also thought that Pikachu would sit out because, sure, it can abuse the electric terrain. And it can hit very hard in that, but I don't think it would do much to my team at all. Looking at the rest of his team, it's kind of what I expected. I expected either Roserade or Tsarina to come. Roserade made a lot more sense, since if it is Assault Vest or something like that, it can deal with Tapu Koko very easily. I also expected Megalatias to come. Terrakion, I 100% thought would come, and same with Jirachi. I'm a bit surprised that Sylveon, Alomomola, and Arcanine did not come, any of those, that they didn't come. I'm really glad that Mamoswine isn't here, even if it wasn't that big of a problem to begin with. But overall, this is a weaker team that I thought he would bring. And looking at the team, it looks a lot like it should be a physically defensive or mixed Miltank. I would say probably a Life Orb Jirachi. Megalatias can be almost anything. I would say Assault Vested, Roserade, Choice Banded Terrakion, or even Choice Scarfed actually. Yeah, Choice Scarfed Terrakion probably most likely. And then of course Light Ball, I think it is Light Ball Pikachu. That's what I think he will bring. Just going into the battle when I see his team. And of course we have gone over my team, so you know exactly what I bring. I I was a bit scared here in the matchup because I did not know what he would lead with, and I had no clue what I wanted to lead with. But I think, if I remember correctly, that I lead with Tapu Koko. If I'm not 100% wrong, I lead with Tapu Koko. So let's go right in here, and he sends out Roserade, and I lead with Ferrothorn. He goes out into Latias, and I will click Thunderwave, and I miss the Thunderwave, which is huge. It's really big. And he goes out into Pikachu here, as I go out into Necrozma. He's gonna switch out from Pikachu to Jirachi, and I go for Photon Geyser. I was kinda expecting Jirachi to come in, but I did not want to go for any predictions. Looking at that damage, this is a very defensive Jirachi. It might even be Assault Vest Jirachi. Very, very bulky. But then I see the leftovers, and it's most likely very defensive Jirachi only. He goes for the Wish here, so now know that this is a form of Wish support set, and I got into Ferrothorn and I click Stealth Rock, just get them out. Then he gets his stuff, and I click Leech Seed, and I miss the Leech Seed, which is a huge bummer, because now we can size Pictostomy, and I see that that's more than a 4-hit KO. I need to stop this thing in one way or another. So I paralyze this thing and hope that I can get some paralyze hacks in my favor, and I click Leech Seed this turn, and I luckily connect. So now I can get a lot of health back, and now he can't stall me out, but I decided to go to Necrozma here as he gets paralyzed. And this time, I'm pretty sure that I go... that I click Dark Pulse area, and I will see that this is a very defensive Miltank, of course. It's very supportive as well, not as much support, but more bulky. He does bring out the Toxic, which isn't that big of a deal because I do have rest. I click the Dark Pulse here on the Mega Latias as it comes in, dealing almost 50% to it, but it is fast and it has Roost. And here I see that it is a very defensive Latias, so Dark Pulse won't do too much damage, but I decided to stay in and pressure him a bit as long as I can with Defog and, well, with Dark Pulse. So I just wanted to get a clean switch in on this Roost, so I decided to go out into Pelipper here. The Psychic is just about to 2-hit KO. I just go for the U-turn, getting it out. And here I did a misplay. I went for the Dazzling King when I knew that he was gonna go into Jirachi, so I should have clicked Thunderbolt. Because that did absolutely nothing, and I just go this, and here I 100% forgot that this thing got Thunder Punch. I was not expecting him to go for Thunder Punch. That's a big problem for me. Here he goes for the Protect, scouting out what I go for. He thinks that I'm Choice Banded. I say that I'm not, and I go for the knockoff, dealing a good amount of damage, but since it is so bulky, now I know that it's physically defensive, I can't do a ton to him, and I'm just gonna go for Ice Punch here. So Ice Toad is more or less useless at this point in time, but I got into Ferrothorn and trying to do something here to stall him out. He goes out into Miltank here, and I just go for Thunderwave. He's already paralyzed, it doesn't really matter too much. And he will switch out into Terrakion here as I get the Leech Seed. And this is big, because now I break his Sash. If he's Sash, he goes for the Close Combat, and I leave it. I think he's something else. I don't know what it was. I don't remember if he said that even, but I go for the Gyro Ball and kill the Terrakion. His biggest threat is gone. He can't defeat me now, in my opinion. I don't think there's anything here that can defeat me. He's very... I mean, Pikachu can't destroy my team. Miltank can just about win the battle versus Ferrothorn here. But me getting up my Stealth Rocks again is actually pretty big, in my opinion. I don't think they will stay up the whole match, but it's actually pretty big, and it gets paralyzed there, which is huge, because now he can't get up his own Stealth Rocks, and I can click Dark Pulse here and kill Miltank. And at this point in time, he doesn't really have anything that switches into either Tapu Koko or Megalophony, so I'm looking pretty good. I just decide here that Necrozma can try and do some damage. I was close to click Rest there, but I did not know if he was Coal Mined. Since he had only shown Defog and Roost, so it could still be Coal Mined stored power, and I did not want to get him that opportunity. But he has the Psychic here, so I think that he had this Shadow Ball Psychic thing only, so I'm pretty certain of that. So I decided to, at this point here, Seismitoad was just dead weight on my team, and I needed a clean switch into something else. So I decided to just sack off Seismitoad here and just pressure stall him on Roost or whatever's. Just to see if I can get a freeze, but I do not. I get out into Tapu Koko, he switches out into Jirachi, and at this point, okay, great! Now I can get the Megalophony. Okay, why did I do... Okay. This was a brain fart on my part. I misclicked. I had Megalopony and Necrozma side to side, and I clicked Necrozma, which is a bummer because I could have won this battle 4-0 now. Instead, I will win it 3-0 if I remember correctly. If nothing else happened here that I don't think will happen, but yeah, as you can see, I got I died to Toxic. It's nothing else to do there. And now we get into Megalopony. He protects here, and I go for the sub. And at this point in time, he has nothing that can destroy me behind the sub. He goes out into Pikachu, hoping to just take it off as I go for the Power Punch. And since I'm faster than Pikachu, 100%, I know that he can't do jack shit here. So Megalopony is now at +2. He has nothing that can take away the sub and destroy me. He hoped that he could take a hit there with Latias, but he just sacked it off. In my opinion, he should not have done that. Because with a bit of luck, something else could have happened, since he breaks the sub here and so forth, and he actually deals a good amount of damage with Roserade here. So I don't know if it was still a winnable battle for him or not, but I do think that sacking off Mega Latias before Jirachi was a bit of a problem. It was a bit of a misplay even so, but the biggest misplay was protecting on the Megalopony. That, in my opinion, you should never, unless you're 100% certain that it has high jump kick, you should never protect on Megalopony. And you had things to take a high jump kick as well with Mega Latias, so yeah. I shouldn't have been too worried there if I were you, Sly, of that protector. We just gone directly out into Mega Latias and battled from there. But yeah, this was a pretty interesting battle. I feel like, looking back at it, I felt like I was in control from the moment I killed Tracheon. Before Tracheon was down, I felt like I was a bit behind every single time, especially when Pelipper died. But after Tracheon died, I felt like, okay, I have control of this match. It's not a lot he can do versus me. And I should be fine in this match. And lo and behold, I managed to take the 3-0 win here. I'm really glad. This is probably the best start I ever had in a league, going 9, winning week 1 and week 2 and having +9 differential is really good for me. It's not often that I play that well in the beginning. I usually take some time to get started. But yeah, I feel like I did a pretty decent game. I also played this match well directly after I've eaten, and I eat a lot of food, so I was in a bit of a food coma as well. So I wasn't really prepared to battle. But yeah, it went well, so I'm not going to complain too much. Next week we face the second place team in our division, Jokra and the Holland Heracross, and I'm so scared because this team is bulky as heck. It's really fucking bulky, and I do have a lot of wall breaks, as you can see here, with Tapu Koko, with Megalopony and Curan Black, but I'm still very scared that I won't be able to break through his team. But I just will have to see. I don't think anything that I can do really stops what the Joker has. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. Good game to Sly, GG, well played. And I will see you all next time.